If you're suffering with tight calves and you're looking for relief, then this video is perfect for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today I'm going to be showing you 5 exercises that you can use to relieve tight calves. Now, your calves are the muscles that live at the back of the lower leg. They're very important muscles because they control the ankle, they help us to walk properly, and they propel us forward. And in many people, they get very, very tight. Now, tight calves can cause a whole range of problems, including issues with the Achilles. They can lead to muscle strains in the calf. They can also lead to problems like plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendinopathy. They can also lead to knee pain because your calf crosses over your knee, and if it gets tight, it compresses the knee joint. And tight calves can also restrict blood flow in the lower leg and cause an increase in swelling in the leg too. So not good, right? We need to make sure our calves don't get tight. It's one of the big things I help people with here. And now we're going to talk about 5 exercises you can use to help. Now, before we dive in, these exercises are not suitable for everyone. They're not good for you if you've just had surgery. They're not good for you if they cause pain. They're not suitable for people with an active DVT. You should definitely go to the hospital if you've got one of those. But other than that, these exercises can be really good for relieving calf tightness. If you're not sure if they're good for you, make sure you get checked out by a healthcare professional first. And let's have a look at the exercises now. So to quickly show you the anatomy of the muscle we're going to be loosening up, this here is the calf. So it's made up predominantly of 2 different muscles within this area here. You've got the gastrocnemius muscle here, which is the larger one of the 2. It sits higher up near the knee, and the gastrocnemius's job is to generate power. And then you've got the smaller of the 2 muscles, which lives slightly underneath, and we call that the soleus muscle. And his job is to generate endurance. So he's the workhorse, he's the one that keeps working at a low level all the time, and the gastrocnemius is the powerful one that only does short, sharp bursts. So that's sort of a simplistic view of the calf, and both of these muscles can get tight. The issue here is that we can stretch both of them, but it needs different techniques to do so. So I'm going to give you 5 different stretches you can use to stretch these muscles here. You don't have to do all of them, just pick the ones that feel best for you, do them consistently, and you'll see results in a number of weeks. So the first thing we're going to do is the seated calf stretch. And this is a great exercise for people who don't do much on their feet or they're not comfortable stretching their calves on their feet. You can do this exercise from a chair. So I'll show you what you do. Basically, you're going to need something nice and long and tough, like a belt or maybe a strong resistance band. I'm going to use this belt I've got for treatment in the clinic here. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the end of the belt around the toes of the leg to be stretched. You're then going to hold it in 2 hands. You're going to stretch your leg out in front of you and you're going to pull on the ends of the band or the belt. Now, you'll notice that if you lift your leg up like this, you get more of a stretch in your hamstring, and if you drop it down further, you get more of a stretch in your calf. So just find the area where you feel the stretch lower down in the leg. For me, it's about there, and then you're just going to hold that for about 30 seconds. This is a lovely stretch that you can do even if you're not very good on your feet, and it will help to reduce calf tightness after a few repetitions on each side. So we'd recommend doing 30 seconds, and then you might swap and do 30 seconds on the other leg, about the same level like this. So we're just putting the toes up towards us, and we're holding it about a 5 or 6 out of 10. We don't need to go to a 10 out of 10 in discomfort, just enough to feel the stretch, and repeat that a few times a day. The second exercise we're going to do for tight calves is the standing calf stretch. And this is my personal favorite. It's the one that I use to stretch my calves, and it's the one I most often give to my patients. So it's very easy to do. All you're going to do is find a wall or a table or something to put your hands on. You're going to put 2 hands on the wall like this. You're going to put the leg to be stretched out behind you. You're going to have the other leg in front. You're going to keep the back leg straight, and you're going to keep your heel on the floor, and then you're just going to bend the front knee until you feel a stretch in the calf at the back. And as with the other stretch, you're going to hold for 30 seconds, and then you're going to do the other side, and you're going to repeat that a few times a day. Now, there's another exercise which is a variation of that, which doesn't just target the gastrocnemius, it also brings in the soleus. So it's a very similar exercise, and I'm going to show you now. So we're going to go back to the same position where we have our legs like this as we were about to do a calf stretch. But instead of keeping this knee straight, we're now going to bend that knee slightly and sit back onto the leg at the back. Now you can see that I can just sink into it a little bit, and that angle there has become more acute against the floor. Now I'm not putting as much weight through the front foot, I'm putting more on the back, and I can still feel a stretch in my calf, but this time it's lower down in the soleus muscle. So both of these, this one and this one, are equally important because they stretch different parts of the calf. And the second one is often neglected by people with tight calves who keep stretching them in the first way and they don't stretch them in the second. And because the soleus is tight, nothing ever changes. So both of them are very important. Now the fourth exercise for tight calves is called the heel drop. And we're going to use a step or a stool in order to do this. If you've got a bottom step, that would be perfect to use in order to stretch your calves. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to stand on your bottom step with just the front part of your foot on the step like this. You can start with 2 feet if you wish. And basically the idea is to keep your toes on the step, but to drop your heel down as far beneath you as you can. Now, when you're doing it on 2 feet, some people can feel a calf stretch already, but others can't. So if you can't, what you would do is you just go on to 1, and you'll find you can drop a little bit further. Now, to make this work, you often have to lock your knee or put it as straight as you possibly can, and now I can feel a stretch up the back of that calf. And once you've done that side, you would swap over, so make sure you're just on the edge, you're keeping the knee straight, and you're just allowing that heel to drop down as far as you can. So doing that for 30 seconds can also be a fantastic way to stretch the calves. And then the fifth exercise for a tight calf, again, we're going to use a wall on this one, and we're going to use the wall to stretch the calf again. So what I would do is I'd start facing a wall like this, and we're going to just put our toes against the wall here and our heel on the floor. So we've got toes on the wall, heel on the floor. We're going to straighten this knee, and we're just going to bring our hip towards our foot. So we're moving from here forward to here, and doing this I can now feel a stretch in my calf. And this is a safer version of the heel drop exercise because it doesn't involve a step. For some people they find this very, very effective, others not so much, but it's a nice easy stretch that you can do on either side, which should help with tightness in the calf as well. So to show you this exercise from a different angle, we have the foot on the wall like this, and we're just going to bring our hip towards the foot, and you're looking for that stretch down the back of the calf there. The straighter you have your knee, the more you'll feel it in the gastrocnemius, and you hold for 30 seconds. So to show you the other side, your foot is on the wall like this, and you're just going to bring your hip towards the foot and towards the wall. And again, hold 30 seconds, nice stretch at the back of the leg, and relax. So those are 5 great exercises to help with calf tightness. It does take a while to resolve calf tightness, typically a few weeks to even a few months. But if you're persistent with it and you do it several times a day, it makes a massive difference to many people's lives. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a comment and subscribe to the channel below. And if you want to get more from me, you can pick up a copy of my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50, and you can find it on Amazon using the link below. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one.